I just finished my first 6 weeks of detoxing from Percocet. And I know my addiction is not nearly as bad as many people's. I got up to 6 or 7.5s a day. And I was taking them to manage the pain from my ankle that I ripped apart and then had to have major reconstructive surgery on. And after nearly 2 years of pain from after the surgery, finally I couldn't take it anymore and decided to go to pain management. And when I went, I thought that they would help me learn how to cope with and manage my pain, not just give me pills constantly. And I started out with just some Lortab, and that worked for a few months. And then last year, a little over a year ago actually, they put me on Percocet, and I've been on a minimum of 3 Percocet a day for over a year now. I've been on narcotics for a good year and a half. And the first 6 weeks of detox weren't so bad. And I had the sweating and the chills and some of the nausea, but it wasn't anything I couldn't tolerate. And then this past week, and I've been dropping down like a half a pill a week, trying just to slowly wean myself off of it. And that was my whole plan. And if I could have done that, I would have had 5 more weeks to go, at least. And I'm just at my ribs end. I don't know where to go from here. This past week, when I went down to 3, I thought I was doing okay. And I ended up just waking up early in the morning with just pain starting in the bottom of my feet, wrapping around my feet, up to my knees, up to my hips, all through my body, nausea. And I managed it okay this past week. Yesterday morning, I woke up about 5 or 5:30 in the morning, and I was in so incredibly much pain. Just sickening, burning, searing, aching pain. I mean, it's so horrible. I really don't have words to describe it. Unless you've been here, you don't know what I'm going through. And I started looking at the Percocet instead of looking at it as kind of like candy. I started yesterday. I started seeing it more like poison, and I just want this poison out of my body. Don't want to be on it anymore. I'm trying to just give myself the minimal that I can. I've been trying to give myself like a 1/4 of a pill just to somewhat satisfy my body. And tonight I had to give myself a whole one. I've got to have a break in the pain. It's making me sick. I have bipolar, and my depression is so bad. My depression is so severe right now. I'm not suicidal, but I'm feeling desperate. I want off this medication. I'm determined to get off of it. I'm beginning to think that I need to be put in the hospital so I can detox safely. I don't know. I'd rather stay at home where I'm comfortable with my animals and my husband. And so luckily I have a wonderful family. I have lots of support from my family. But they have no idea the extent of what I'm going through. The only people who probably even have a clue what I'm going through are people who have been here themselves. And I wish so much that when I started taking the narcotics, I wish the doctor had warned me about the withdrawal if I ever decided to go off of it. But from what I saw from that doctor, that pain management doctor, he's like the best one in this area. He just gets you hooked. And you are completely dependent on him for your drugs. You go to your appointment every month for your drugs. And he's been pushing Percocet 10s on me for a couple months. And he tried to push it up to 8 Percocet 10s last month, and I told him I had to fight with him. I had to tell him flat out, I do not want 10s. It's too much. And I mean, I had already decided I wanted to start going off. And after the appointment, a week or two later, I decided to go ahead and dismiss myself from that practice and just get away from it. I say, if you ever decide to go into pain management, I mean, there are plenty of reasons to go, but I say just really, really think about it before you do. Ask questions about the painkillers. Ask them about the withdrawal for when you want to go off of them. And, I mean, it's so incredibly intense and severe, and I cannot even begin to describe how much pain I'm in and how incredibly miserable I am. And I just want my normal life back. I mean, I have a husband, I have animals, I have family. I need my life back. And I don't know what to do from here. I don't know if I need to be put into the hospital to detox, or if I can do it from my own. If there's anybody out there who can give me any sort of advice of something to ease the pain, or words of encouragement, anything, I'll be grateful. And say don't judge me for this, because unless you've been there, you have no idea what this is like. And I do not want to be on these drugs anymore. I do not want to be dependent on these things anymore. And I had no idea what I got myself into. And I am just so incredibly miserable. So any comments, constructive comments that could help, I desperately would appreciate. And I'll hopefully be able to give an update soon.